Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. I've decided that I want to start something called First Chapter Fridays. It's something that maybe you do in your classrooms, or you certainly could start doing in your classrooms, where your teacher or maybe you students could start to share just one chapter of a book you really, really like. Maybe something that other students haven't heard of or seen very much. And it's a way to get people to hear about different types of books. So my goal is to hopefully introduce you all to some books that maybe you haven't heard about, and get you interested in them so that you can start looking for them in your Scholastic book orders or online, bugging mom and dad to get it for you. That's okay too, right? Right. So I'm starting off with a nonfiction, which is a little different, but there's a reason for it. It's called Two Truths and a Lie, Histories and Mysteries. And it's written by Amy Joan Parkett, or Amy Joan Parkett, perhaps, and Lori Ann Thompson. So let me read you the introduction. And it said, the dedication says, to readers everywhere, stay curious and skeptical. So I like that part. So let me read you the introduction, and then I marked a part of a chapter for you. So I'm going to do both. You've probably heard the saying, you can't believe everything you read. Well, when it comes to this book, you really can't. Everybody knows that fiction is a made-up story that comes from someone's imagination, while nonfiction is about things that are factual and true. This book, however, is part nonfiction and part fiction. So depending on how you look at it, it's both, or it's neither. The world is an interesting place. Sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction, and sometimes fiction is so easy to believe that we don't know the difference. That we don't know if it's true. As a reader, it can be hard to tell the difference, but it's important to try, and it can also be a whole lot of fun. Here's how we're going to do it. Each part of this book has 3 chapters, and each chapter contains 3 stories. As you can probably guess from the book's title, every single chapter has 2 stories that are 100% factual truths, and one that is a made-up piece of fiction, a lie. But which is which? You'll have to figure that out for yourself. Read each story carefully and compare it to what you already know to be true. Discuss the stories with friends, family, or teachers. Do your own research by digging around online, safely, of course. Heading to your public or school library, or asking a teacher or other adult for help. Don't be shy. Asking questions is the best way to learn. Your job won't be easy. All of the stories in this book are pretty unbelievable, but some of them are actually untrue as well. So please be careful. In this book especially, you can't believe everything you read, but at least you can't say we didn't warn you. Good luck. So what do you think so far, right? 2 Truths and a Lie. Pretty interesting, just the introduction. So some of the information in here is completely 100% true nonfiction. And then interspersed in there, they threw in stories based on myths and things that are out there. So I went through, I just kind of skimmed through, and I picked one story from one of the chapters. So this chapter is called Natural, so it's about natural things. And remember, each chapter has 3 stories. So I'm reading one of the stories in this chapter, and you'll have to decide for yourself if it's one of the truths or if it's the lie. Okay, remember, 2 truths and a lie. So this one's called Magical Mankato. Now, take a look. Real pictures, right? What we know from nonfiction, it has those text features like maps and real photographs, so makes it a little more difficult, doesn't it? Here we go. Magical Mankato, or Mankato. Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes. If you've never been to this state before, you really should visit sometime. And if you are lucky enough to go, one magical place that should be at the top of your don't miss list is Mankato. What makes Mankato so special, you wonder? That is a well-kept secret that the locals would prefer we didn't share with you. But have no fear, spilling secrets is one of our specialties. Located a short drive away from the twin cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Mankato is home to about 40,000 lucky residents who enjoy its small-town feel. It has several museums to help visitors learn about the history of the area. as well as an abundance of natural trails and other outdoor activities, including bicycling, kayaking, and downhill skiing. Doesn't that sound incredible? Okay, so it does sound nice, but not really mind-blowing, right? Well, that's exactly what they want you to think. If everyone knew the truth about Mankato, after all, its streets would be completely overrun with tourists, and the locals could kiss their small-town vibe goodbye. Why? Well, when you think about Minnesota, you might also think of cold. If not, you should. One of your trusty authors has lived there, and she knows. Minnesota is one of the northernmost states in the nation, and it can get bone-chilling, teeth-chattering, eyeball-freezing cold for most of the winter. But in magical Mankato, it never even gets chilly, not a goosebump or a shiver in sight. Mankato is located in a deep tree-lined valley, and that valley stays a balmy 70 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer, t-shirt weather, all year long. We're talking about January, in the dead of winter, when just miles away, snow is mounded in giant drifts, and everyone is bundled up in down parkas and fur-lined boots. But in Mankato, it might as well be June. So let me just show you this for a second, okay? So this is what the page looks like that I'm reading from. How is this possible? Mankato's steamy little secret is the Sklar Far fissure. This crack in the Earth's crust collects snow and rainwater and heats it up to over 160 degrees Fahrenheit, then sends it back up to the surface through a series of geysers, pools, hot springs, and steam vents scattered throughout the valley. The valley walls trap the steam, and Mankato remains a tropical paradise all year long. Now, if you were paying attention, you'll notice that earlier I said Mankato had downhill skiing, and you're probably wondering how it can have downhill skiing if it never gets cold enough to snow. That is just another of Mankato's wonders. Since the Mount Croto ski area is at the top of the nearby mountain, jutting steeply up from the western edge of the valley, it is affected by all that moisture in the best possible way. As the steam rises out of the sheltered, humid valley and gets exposed to the much colder temperatures at altitude, it all turns to fluffy white flakes of snow. Then the prevailing westerly winds blow all of that newly formed snow straight over to Mount Croto, and the result is a staggering amount of fresh, beautiful powder all winter long. So, if you're looking for a new vacation destination, try Minnesota. More specifically, make tracks to Mankato. Just to be sure to pack your shorts and flip-flops, no matter what time of year you visit. You won't be disappointed. But let's keep it our little secret, shall we? And then it says geological wonders. All of these are real names of geysers, hot springs, heat vents, and other hydrothermal geological features. Except, you guessed it, for one, can you find the fake in the list below? So then they have a list of ones, some are in the United States, some are in Peru, New Zealand, Canada, Iceland, Nigeria, South Africa, Germany. So they have a whole list of other geological wonders, some geysers, but one is fake. So you'd have to look up every single one to know what's real, what's not. So Two Truths and a Lie is my first chapter Friday for you. Even though I didn't read the very first chapter, I read a chapter or a story from a chapter to kind of get you interested. And just so you know, the next story in this chapter is called Are You Smarter Than a Bird Brain? So then there was some, this one's about animals, I think. The IQ Zoo is what it's about. So there you go. Hopefully, Two Truths and a Lie is something that you maybe are interested in learning more about or hearing more about or even reading on your own. Happy Friday.